What's good? What's good? It's Stormybman, and I am back. Welcoming you to the post-fight show with Stormybman Nery versus Hovhannisyan. And for this Saturday, February 18th, 2023, we are coming in now. The fight just ended, and the crowd was thrilled. The television announcers were thrilled. I was thrilled. You were thrilled. Everybody's thrilled, man. And this is just February. I've been saying it for weeks, since the new year. Boxing is in a good place when you know which way and place to face. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Bars! Stormybman is excited. Welcome, y'all. Smash the like button as you come into the building. Salute to my brother Drew Titan, LLC, out there in that super chat, saying salute, Sensei. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate all of you. Man, I told you guys in my fight breakdown video that this fight was one to watch. There was going to be some action. Luis Nery was able to stand pat. Maybe he saw my video. Maybe he took personal offense, because I did pick Hovhannisyan to win this fight. But I picked it based on what happened to Nery in his fight against Figueroa. And I wasn't certain that he had shown the necessary improvements. And still, I might say he did not. But I do believe that he rehydrated up just enough that he could absorb the punishment necessary in this fight. I think he was a little bit bigger than Nery. Than Hovhannisyan, and that was the difference. But man, what a damn fight, huh? What a fight! What a fight! What a fight! These men, you know what? This was not even a boxing match. A fight broke out. in a boxing match tonight. Did it not? Did it not? We saw these two men. They look like a video game out there, people. I mean, if you guys know the old TV show, The Beverly Hillbillies, when Uncle Jed used to say, "Yeah, doggy." Yeah, that's what we saw tonight. That was, man, what a fight. These two men, they should get double pay, whatever it was. And it should be, talked about. It should be, the sports byline for tonight, for tomorrow. People should be talking about this fight, man. These two men put it on. They were not mulling about. They were fighting in there. And no dirtiness. Just, just having at it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh my goodness. It far exceeded what I thought we would see. But I knew we were going to see something. I knew it was going to be a barn burner. That's why I put out my breakdown video today. I was going to say at first, initially, just chuck it and be like, well, the fight is on. No, I said, no, let me put a video out on this because I want people to hear what should be said about these men. And I also indicated in the video that the intangibles would be what would be favorable for Azat. And it was. Nobody knew where the hell did he get the courage to try to just battle through like that. And Nery, I was concerned about his focus. And his focus was there. It was. So, we saw some, we saw some boxing tonight, people. These guys rumbled. They deserve a round of applause. Standing ovation, all of that, all of that, all of that, and I'm telling you, this is the type of boxing match that, oh my goodness. What the hell? Hold on. Can you guys hear me? Please put a 1 in the chat if you could hear me. There is something really strange going on my end because I'm hearing myself in the playback. I can see the chat, but on my end, it had me playing my already set up post-fight show for next Saturday with Matthias and the guy, he's Ponce. What the hell is that? Man, this is freaking ridiculous. Oh my goodness. Anyway. Okay, as long as I didn't lose you guys, because I had to end that. It was like running simultaneously or something. Anyway, let's get down to it, man. The fight started out where we could see that Luis Nery he came into the fight. He was using very good boxing. Again, that damn shoulder roll thing. I wish these guys would get rid of that, man. Really. Because there's so much more that a fighter can do outside of executing that. And this is how you know that these fighters don't study boxing. They don't study the history of the sport. They don't study fighters from the past, because there were so many other fighters out there who could really get down and use skill and everything. And without that Philly shoulder roll and that shit, I hate that now. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Because everybody and their grandma is out there doing that. And amazingly, there's not enough teaching on how to defeat it, to break it. But you could see that Hovhannisyan, he had some idea of how to deal with it. But again, I would have loved to find out how much Nery rehydrated from the weigh-in up to, because he was able to absorb, even though the body shots affected him and everything, he still was able to absorb far more than it would have been had he been closer to the natural size and weight. He's a lot bigger than Azat, and Azat is a strong man. So let me get to the chat real quick. We got William out there. I see you. Showers in the building. Drew Titan. You guys are kind of speaking with each other. Rojai said, I picked Nery because Crazy A doesn't hit and have the engine of Brandon. It's easy to say that right now, bruh. It's easy to say that right now. But what I just said about the size difference parlays more than that. And Brandon was a fighter that could rehydrate equally as Nery did. Not so much for Mr. Azat, who is the older fighter in this case. I think he's 34, and he's gotten as big as he's gonna be at that weight. Nery is like 28, so he can still get a little bit bigger and go up another weight class with no problem. Yeah. Drew Titan says, "Wee doggy." Yeah, that's Jed Clampett from the Beverly Hillbillies. Showers looking. Okay, you guys could hear me and everything. That's what the last comments were. But hey, man, let's talk about it, huh? These two guys, and it's interesting because I gave a sweep of the first 3 rounds of the bout to Nery. And then all of a sudden, in round 4, I inked that one out to Azat. And yeah, Shower, they said 139. And if they said they expected there would be more, there was definitely more. He might have been almost 100 and nearly 150 pounds, I would say. Nearly. He just looked a lot bigger. He looked a lot bigger, and I look at how he was able to absorb those shots. You know, see, that's the other factor of boxing that you guys don't equate. Rehydration. It means a hell of a lot. Not only does it mean that a fighter may be able to absorb more, but it also means that they can wear the opponent down, especially if it gets physical and things like that. There are advantages to be had from rehydrating beyond, that's why fighters who put certain things in the contract, they're very smart. Think about it like this. Canelo does it, right? He puts those things in his contracts because he knows. He's a little dude. Canelo is a little man. So there are advantages, especially if you're the A side and can make those demands. Now, this thing he's trying to do where he's going to try to get Bivol to come down and fight him at 168, if I were Bivol's advisors and everything, I would say, hell no. I don't care what kind of money they throw at you. Because he may say come down to 168, but you can't rehydrate over a certain weight amount at Canelo's discretion. And that right there would be where he loses the bout. Yep. Remember when Danny Jacobs fought, he rehydrated up to what he wanted to because he was like, whatever, I'll pay the fine. I'm not going to. And guess what? He didn't knock Danny Jacobs out. Right? See, there's a little bit of, play going on here with those kind of things. Now, ASAP may not have been able to call any shots to be able to say no, but you could believe he was working with a deficit, and he probably just he wanted that fight, so he accepted the terms. But I'm almost certain that they weren't favorable for him. And Nery has good hand speed. He has some pop on the punches at that weight. But smarter fighters will do smarter things, huh? Yeah. And like I said, the whole thing with the Figueroa situation, Brandon was at a place where he could do some things and didn't have to accept certain things at a disadvantage. He could go in there and do the same things as well. It all makes a difference, people. It really does. But William, the energy level as well will be affected. So certain ways to look at that. But those middle rounds, 6, 7, and 8, I had ASAP coming back. There were probably a couple of swing rounds. There was a lot of infighting. And that point early in the fight, in the first round, when Nery went to the canvas, that looked like a left hook to the chin. The camera was behind him. They showed it from a different angle that didn't really show it very well. You could say maybe their feet got caught up, but something turned his body. And I looked down at the canvas and I didn't see ASAP standing on his foot or anything. But that left hook went and it grazed him or hit him or whatever, and he went down. They ruled it a slip. I thought it was a punch. And what also made me think it was a punch was the way Nery fought the rest of the round. If you notice, he picked it up toward the end of that round, midway through that situation, and he started fighting kind of hard. And I'm like, you trying to show him he's strong and he ain't, he's not hurt or whatever. So, but we'll accept what it was. I'll say the referee did try to give ASAP a chance. So there was equal opportunity tonight, I guess, because when he got dropped in that 10th round, man, he looked the worse for wear. The ref had a long count. The ref asked him, was he okay? He pointed in the direction where the nearest train station was and told him to walk that way. And it looked like Azat was going to walk out of the ring, and then he called him back to let the fight resume. So, yeah. And it was just about the end of the round, and the ref was going to step in. But the bell rang. So, he was saved only enough to come out and get smashed some more in the next round. But it was a great fight overall. It was the type of fight that boxing needed. You need these battles. I remember when Ivan Robinson fought Arturo Gatti, it was just like that. It was just like that, man. These guys were teetering back and forth, pillar to post, stumbling around the ring, grabbing each other, hitting each other. Man, when you are able to enjoy boxing like that, you forget all about the other problems in the sport, man. You really do. You know, it's just that these men who have the influence over the sport, they don't allow it to, you know, run its gamut and be as strong and solid as it could be. Boxing is a tremendous sport. It's a wonderful sport. There is money out there to pay these guys properly, but the cheating, the bias, the prejudices, even the bigotry, all of this stuff factors in so much that the sport stalls out and they arrive at stalemates far too much for the fights that we really want to see. Now think about people who don't know who these guys are who fought tonight that didn't tune in. The people who flip the bird at Dazn and say, hey, screw Dazn, I ain't watching, whatever. This is why I watch it, because I like the sport and I like to see good fights. And this was a good fight. I talked about it before it happened. I'm not a bandwagon guy coming on talking about, oh, wow, did you see that? It was great, man. I never expect. I said it was going to be a damn good fight. I said earlier in the earlier post-fight show, when you have these guys at these lower weights and they can do certain things that the bigger men can't do, that's a different wrinkle. Yeah, you can enjoy the NFL on Sundays, but on Saturdays they have college football. And college football is played just a little bit differently. It's still football. And there are people who watch college football that don't watch the NFL. There are people who watch college football and they watch the NFL. There are people who follow the guys from college football into the NFL. These lighter divisions are like college football. Yeah. You know? And the bigger guys can't sort things out. What is that? You know? Sort it out. Fight it out. You know what I mean? There's a fight coming up on Dazn this Thursday, they said, I think. I'll be tuning into that. I want to see what the best of what the sport has to offer. And if I shut myself down and not tune in to fare like this, I miss out on quality boxing. You waiting around 2, 3, 4, 5 years for two guys who should have fought before they turned 30 years old. And it doesn't happen. You get mad at them, you should be mad at yourself. Because you can turn the channel. You can do something different. The choice is yours. You don't have to run to another sport. MMA and the ultimate fighting, all of that stuff, it's going to be what it is. People been doing that before there was a huge audience for it. But there's nothing like the sweet science, man. And just because some of these guys are small, and there's a lot of Americans who are big, that doesn't make them less because they're small. But they're like giants when they perform on stage in this sport. They're giants. These two men that fought tonight are giants. Which one of you are willing to go 12 rounds toe to toe with somebody, pillar to post battling, knocked down, cut, beat down, body shots taken? Which one of you are going to be doing that? Salute to Valerie Nipper out there that just subscribed to the channel. We appreciate you. Welcome to the Stormybman family. You are now within the storm. Yeah, welcome. Theo Coop, the Do Better podcast. What's good with you? Good to see you out there, man. Raymond Hughes says, facts, Stormy. I love boxing. Point blank, period. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what's up. William says, Stormy B, man, it makes me lose faith in boxing at times because all I keep thinking is it can't get any worse. Well, that's why you have a choice. Is the glass half empty or is it half full? But I'll give you a little bit of advisement. If you want to taste my tea, empty your cup. Yeah. Because together we can find a way to get the most out of it. You just have to know where to look. Salute to my brother Jude Titan once again, because I had some conversations with him about that. Just when your energy level drops low and you think that it's like, you can find a way to replenish, because we operate within an energy field. We are energy beings, both positive and negative. And when you resent and reject the negative and allow yourself to exude and reflect the positive, you grow. 88 Sports Talk in the building. He says, Nery bounced back. He pulled it out. There's no doubt about that. And salute to him, because he can say something that a lot of guys cannot say in the sport. You know what he can say going forward? I want to know if anyone out there knows what I'm about to apply toward Luis Nery's career. Do you know what's the one thing he can say going forward after this match tonight? Let's see if someone can write that in the chat. And I'll wait for a response, because this is not a secret, but it'll let me know your observation and about how you look at the sport. Listening to my little playback, I got it turned down low in my earpiece. but I just rammed it up so I could see if you guys can hear my little music backdrop. I like that. It's kind of catchy, huh? Yeah. So nobody wants to answer that question. No one wants to answer it. You see how you guys are out there like zombies, absorbing energy, huh? But don't want to reflect anything. Just take, huh? Ridiculous. Engage the audience. There are thieves in the temple tonight. Still nothing. The question is, William, do you know what Nery could say going forward after tonight's fight that a lot of fighters, his contemporaries of today, cannot say? A lot of them, people that you love and like and support, love their nasty, dirty boxing contracts. I know William will try to answer it if he's able to come up with something. But there's about 25 other people out here that are totally useless. Still nothing. Wow. Drew Titan, if you still out there, you see, this is what's so discouraging, man. This is what's so discouraging. Because I'm trying to interact and engage with my audience, you right? I'm not trying to sit here like there's a distance between you and I and this and that, but this is what I be talking about. Okay, we got two people in the chat here. I've never seen you guys before. We got Brad and we got Rick Hill. Interesting. Two people that I don't identify with, but people that are in here that I do identify with came in with some responses. Brad says he knows how to face adversity and this fight will make him a better fighter in the long run. Rick Hill is offering that he can say he stopped a guy that has never been stopped. Those are two good responses. Good responses. Where I was going with this is that he can say going forward, Luis Nery, he paid a price tonight. Don't think just because he was victorious that it was, he's come out like a champ. He took some damage in there tonight. He should take a long layoff. See, after a fight like that, a long layoff is needed to let your body recover and everything. You got guys that go out there and have a 2 or 3 round fight and take 8 months off. What the hell is that? Anyway, where I was going with that, guys, is he can say that he is battle tested. Now, he lost the fight, TKO loss to Brandon Figueroa. He came back and had a split decision victory. Then he had a easier victory over a sub opponent, I'll say. But in this fight, there were challenges that he still had to overcome. Even when he lost his legs in the fight, because he did lose his legs. He persevered. He still had a sense of trying. That's how he was able to stop Azat, because you got to throw the punches to get a guy out of there. He didn't look to just survive through the 11th and go to the 12th and all of that. He still tried to win the fight. A battle-tested situation will always fortify you enough to understand that you can have confidence that you're capable when it's needed. Everybody can't do that because everyone do not have the resolve to think that. If any of you saw my show with John Scully a few weeks ago after the Bitterbeef yard fight, he said, guys, you would be surprised who's not that confident. Some of the biggest punchers, the toughest guys that you've seen in the sport, they are not as confident as you may think. They're just people. Okay? So when you have a circumstance like, whoo, it was tough, but I made it through, you get that nod. Queen 71, salute to you. Queen, I could have sworn that you were modded up on my channel. I don't know what's up with that. Anyway, that means a lot when a fighter is battle tested. I remember Ray Mercer after his fight with Smoking Burt Cooper talked about that. He actually said it in the post-fight interview. He had a real big cut in his bottom lip and he required stitches after that fight, but he was speaking to Tim Ryan interviewing him, and he said, I've heard of guys going to war and stuff like that in the boxing ring. He was like, now I finally had mine. He was like, I hope I don't have no more. And that was a young Ray Mercer at the age of 30, I think he was, because there were rumors about him being older than what they were listing him, right? So, but Ray was like, I had my war. He was like, I hope I don't have to have any more of those. And it was quite funny because at the time, Ray was beating up guys and banging them out of there, kind of like a Mike Tyson at that time, you know? And he was still on the come up. And Bert Cooper was not necessarily a trial horse at that time, but was definitely a heavyweight contender that if you could beat him, then you might be ready for more, you know? And they had a war. He dropped Ray Mercer dropped Bert Cooper in the first round, and it was a war after that. Cooper got up to fight the rest of the fight, and it was a tough, hard-fought, drawn-out fight. It's one of those fights that's a classic in the heavyweight division. Go back and check it out for yourself. Ray Mercer against Smoking Bert Cooper. A hell of a fight. Queen says, and if he doesn't get the knockdown in the 11th round, it could have gone either way if the ref doesn't stop it in the 12th. Yeah, I said some of those middle rounds, Azat came on to sweep. I think 3, maybe even 4 in a row. There was a couple of swing rounds. So you don't know. And the announcer says something which was interesting, but it was very true. They were hitting each other with the same shots. So even on the inside, you know, the difference was that Nery wasn't going to Azat's body like Azat was going to his. And it was great to see him putting in the body work, because guys often forget the body work. If he didn't put the body work in that he did, Nery possibly could have knocked him out in the late rounds easier. But like I said, that rehydrating to a heavier weight like that, it saved him. And for those of you who may think not much stock in that, let me give you another example. Clarissa Shields and Savannah Marshall. When they fought for the middleweight title, 160 pounds. Clarissa says she rehydrated up to about 168. Give or take a pound, you can say, just say 10 pounds. Savannah Marshall rehydrated up 35 pounds. So no wonder Clarissa couldn't knock the booger bear out, huh? Because she was actually in there with a real booger bear, huh? A bear. And no wonder that Savannah, when she was clocking and docking all those other women, those highlight reel knockouts, it's because she was so much stronger and bigger than those women. Fortunately, Clarissa and Franchon Cruz Dazn, they spar men. So they are battle tested with the strength of another. You understand? They know the difference between a woman's strength and a man's strength, even with weight differences. Now check this out. To add to that, when Franchon Cruz Dazn fought Alejandro Jimenez, that woman was on testosterone. It was like fighting a man. And she had a conversation with Clarissa about that fight. And she expressed to Clarissa that it was like fighting a man. And Clarissa had told her, like, oh, girl, you know, I can, you know, I ain't worried about her strength or power. No, she warned Clarissa. She said, no, it was really like fighting a man. She did not have women's strength at all. And the both of them in their conversation could admit that they do know the difference. You see? Yeah. Ben Israel, it's obvious that you've been missing out on a great deal more than your homework. Scrapbook Boxing at this time is incapacitated due to illness, and he's going to be away from the YouTube airwaves for a while. I recently gave updates on that, and that's all I'm going to say about that at this time. And our prayers are with Scrapbook for his recovery. I don't fault you for not knowing or anything like that, but I'm not trying to take the show in a certain direction with that. But yes, it was very serious. Scrapbook almost passed away. Almost. See, we got all these people out here that watch my channel. They watch my live streams, but they don't contribute. They don't participate. They're like the leeches that I spoke about them being, just hovering around. I don't understand it. You know? I don't understand it. I'm not trying to understand it. I wish they would just go away. I see you, big homie Coop. Now, a word from my brother, Healer, the teacher, and Focus Ball.
Get ready to take your striking game to the next level with the Focus Ball. Dramatically improved footwork, timing, head movement, hand-eye coordination, reflex, and overall fight IQ. It's lightweight and extremely portable, so you can train every time, everywhere. When you don't have a coach to do mitt work, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a heavy bag to hit, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a sparring partner, get yourself a Focus Ball. And when you just want to have fun punching and kicking, get a Focus Ball. When you train with the Focus Ball, you train your eyes and your brain to read punches so that you can hit and not get hit, making this very simple device a must-have for all combat sports athletes and enthusiasts alike. So if you want to take your striking game to the next level, don't wait. Get the Focus Ball now.
Yep, just a little walk on the wild side for merchandise. It's available, link in the description box. Also, it's available on all the videos as well. I just received a weird message. Wow. It's out there, Shower. It's out there. Interesting. I just followed up, Shower, on that, what you said. And you're right, it's not there. It was there. I have to find out what's going on with that. But thank you for telling me. Forgive me, guys. I had a small distraction for a moment there, but I'm back focused up now. I have to look into what happened with the bomber because it's not on the site anymore. I didn't remove it. Apologies. Yeah. Yeah, Ben Israel, no doubt, man. Scrapbook means a lot to a lot of people, man. It really does. Queen says, did you already talk about the Shane Mosley fight? No, I did not. And thank you for reminding me of that. I've had a couple of things happen here during the stream, and it kind of took my attention away. But yeah, Shane Mosley Jr. fought in the co-main and performed very well. He was in there with a veteran fighter, Mario Lozano, and 168 pounds these guys fought at. And Shane Jr. is showing marked improvement over where he was a few years ago. And he's looking to come into his own now. And he's got to get out of this bad habit he has of not turning his punches over and not digging when he goes to the body. He's got to dig, not just slap. Some of those punches are slaps, but he's fast because he's blessed with those type. It's obvious that they're familiar with each other, and the fact that, you know, they touching gloves after every round and stuff like that. I mean, you know. But Shane is the type of fighter that he needs to fight a little more frequently. I don't know if there was an injury or something that kept him out of the ring. Hey, appreciate that, Shower, for purchasing some merchandise. I appreciate that. Shout out to you. And I'm going to look into the bomber situation because I have to find out why that was removed. But even if I have to replace it with something, you know, I will. So, but I just can't do that right now during the show. But yeah, Shane is he's a work in progress. And I'm not certain how old he is, but it looks like he still has room to get a little stronger. But it's up to him how serious he wants to be about his boxing career. He still got hit a little too much for my liking against this guy. Yeah, so I didn't like that. Is he 30 already, Queen? My goodness. I thought he was a little younger than that. Well, it's time to hustle the muscle then, if he's that old. Yeah, he needs to get busy. Yeah, we're at an impasse now in boxing where some of these fighters trying to box because their dads fought. Some of them, they got shine because of their dads, not because they're good. Tim Tszyu is one. Tim Tszyu is not that good, people. And when he gets in there with Tony Harrison, Harrison should be able to show exactly what I'm talking about. If he's not, it has more to do with Harrison than it does Tim Tszyu. Because I don't have a lot of confidence in Tony Harrison from a consistent basis, because Harrison allows himself mentally to get drawn away from what's important. His best calling might be as a coach and trainer rather than a fighter. And it's that way sometimes. It was that way for Freddie Roach, you know. Yeah, Jay Miller, Ricky Hatton's son gets a lot of that too. He gets help too. I mean, a lot of help he gets. He don't have the talent his dad had. And Queen at 168, he can get in some good scraps, but I wouldn't say that there's killers at 168. There are a couple of really good fighters at 168. And then there's some other guys there that are not really looking to getting into any wars or blending from a serious standpoint anytime soon. I keep telling you guys about these pretenders out there. They got people fooled. They don't have me fooled though. I am not fooled by that. But yeah, Shane won that fight 10 rounds unanimously. I didn't give the other guy, but maybe one round I gave him. And that was the 10th. The announcers were complaining, oh, the guy won more rounds. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He was too busy being an opponent and not trying to win. He could have won more rounds. So, interesting day of boxing, huh? Very interesting. Capped off with a hell of a fight to end the evening. I've put out a lot of content lately, and it's still not drawing, you know, the viewership that I would hope. But it's okay. It's okay. I'll be looking to make some moves on the channel, make some choices. But now we'll get ready to get up out of here. It's starting to get a little late, and I don't like to keep nobody longer than they need to be out here. But I thank everybody that came out tonight. We got a person that bought some merchandise. Shower, I appreciate you doing that. Salute and shout out to the mighty LDBC. Catch you guys on the next one. And I'm gone.
Thank you.